first, your original ska bands are from like 1963 or so in Jamaica. And this is where you have this whole musical, sort of ethno-musical history where there's people taken from Africa as slaves and put in the Caribbean. And the African music that they had in their home country, that then sort of took on a sort of separate evolution when they were in the Caribbean. And that mixed together with the kind of Central and South American music. So there's this huge mixing, melting pot around there. In Jamaica, there was really, I think the main kinds of music was mento and calypso for a bit. But then the people in Jamaica obviously were listening to music from Cuba and they were listening to music from the United States. And they were mixing those styles into the mento and calypso, which had grown from the African. You've got elements from like American jazz and also Cuban big band music with lots of horns and lots of that stuff going on. And it's very rhythmic and dancing. There's a very strong culture of singing as well in Jamaica, and you've got people going and singing in church all the time. Your very early Bob Marley stuff is like ska music as opposed to reggae. And then that was happening in Jamaica for a while. And of course, people from Jamaica and the Caribbean were coming over to England to come over and work in industry. So then they kind of made a connection with the working class people in England. And you have your original skinheads from 1968 and stuff like that, and they all really like reggae and ska music. You have your original ska. This slowly slows down, turns into bluebeat and lovers rock and rocksteady. And then you have the influence of the Rastafarians. They kind of come in as the ska music slows down in tempo, and this becomes reggae music. And then in the UK, sort of 76, 77, you have punk music happening. And then 1978, 79, people start mixing that with ska music. And the sort of most famous example of this is Jerry Dammers, the keyboard player who formed the Specials. And then you have this whole thing where this is like the two-tone, the kind of second wave of ska music. A lot of people who come and see us were teenagers in the end of the 70s. And so the music they grew up with is the Specials and Madness and Bad Manners and Selector and the Beat and stuff like that. So we do a lot of songs by those guys. You know, a lot of the people who are now about 50 odd will come and see us and it's like, this is our music. This is what we grew up with.